A hilarious new stand-up special from comedy legend Jim Gaffigan, The Skinny, is coming to Hulu November 22nd. This Thanksgiving, see Jim in a whole new light as he gives you the inside scoop on everything from parenting teenagers to weight loss and gaslighting family members. For everyone in need of a happy hour, the new hilarious stand-up special, Jim Gaffigan, The Skinny, premieres November 22nd, streaming on Hulu. Why get all your holiday decorations delivered through Instacart? Because maybe you only bought 2 wreaths, but have 12 windows. Or maybe your toddler got very eager with the advent calendar. Or maybe the inflatable snowman didn't make it through the snowstorm. Or maybe the twinkle lights aren't twinkling. Whatever the reason this season, Instacart's here for hosts and their whole holiday haul. Get decorations from the Home Depot, CVS, and more through Instacart and enjoy free delivery on your first 3 orders. Service fees and terms apply.
Ask me, ask Iliza anything. It's time to ask. Ask me all your questions. Leave them in the Instagram comment section. Leave them on your Twitter or leave them on your Facebook. We'll see them, we'll read them, then we'll give you answers. You know it, I've got it. I've got the answer, the answer. You ask me, I'll tell you anything.
You are listening to Ask Iliza Anything, and we are listening to you while I read your questions. And I'm going to start today's episode by saying, we love that you guys were... Emily, in the middle of a thing. Every time. That's why our listenership is down. If you like our podcast, please share. I've never asked anyone to share it. We have thousands of listeners. That's fair to say, right?
Yeah.
Hundreds of thousands? It's up there. Share it. Post about it. Let people know. Be like, hey, here's what I'm listening to. Because the more listeners we get, the better we can make the show. And the more we can give you advice on how to break up with a friend or stop talking to that one aunt who's like a little anti-Semitic. So we're here. I'm here with my assistant and stalwart companion, Emily, the baby arm. Keep it supreme. Higgins. Trotting around on the floor is Tianfu, who has a bully stick, which most people don't know is bull testicle strands, and this tiny dog with a donut for a mouth is like, I'm vicious. Anyways, she's carrying that around, which is kind of funny that dogs take their things with them where they go. And she's leaving. Great. Less tips on the floor. For the floor, let's get it cracking. Kick it.
Julie Janak says, hey, Iliza. First off, I'm a gal who grew up in your general Dallas vicinity and was forced against my will to listen to your mom's radio show by my own overbearing mother. So I can't tell if it's some sort of weird kismet that I'm now a huge fan and believe you're my spirit animal.
I'm sorry. She thinks my mom is Dr. Laura Schlesinger.
Is that what's happening?
Yeah, that's not my mother.
Okay.
My whole life people have asked me this, and the younger people are, the younger people get, the less people ask me this. Different spelling, not my mother. But okay, I, great. Too, listen to her on occasion because of my own mother, who is not Dr. Laura, making me listen to her own show. Great. So don't know if that bleeds into the question, but that's all.
Clears it up. No, that has nothing to do with the question.
My mom did work at a radio station, but she sold airtime, so I don't think she
if your mom had a radio show, I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah.
My mom is dying to come on the podcast. She wants to. She's like, I want to give advice too.
Look, next time you go there, bring our mobile rig.
Or she could just pack her things and fly across the country to me. Wouldn't that be easier than her mobile daughter just bringing a microphone? Wouldn't it be better if she just, as a 70-year-old woman, packed all of her things and got on a red eye to come to Los Angeles, where it takes her a day to recuperate? I think that's the best way. Yeah. Anyway, not my mom's show. Go on.
Anywho, as a fellow mid to late 30s woman who just got married in 2019 and also has lots of single friends, I'm looking for suggestions on how to play Cupid. My husband has a wonderful single best male friend, and I have a wonderful college girlfriend who I think would be a great match, and husband agrees. My only problem is they have 0 friends in common except us, and I really don't see this girlfriend all too often. What's the least awkward way to get them introduced to see if there may be a spark? I've even thought about inviting them over for dinner, but it would be such an awkwardly obvious setup. It just seems like too much pressure. Suggestions for meet cute between friends?
2 things. 1, the second you said I want to play Cupid, my thought was check out the Ship dating app where you can swipe for your friends. So if you really do, you want to play Cupid in general, or do you want to play Cupid just for this one match? My second bit of advice is if it isn't easy, let it go. I am very much of the mindset, like if you have friends that want to be set up, that's great and do what you can. But if you're the one pushing, like don't be a yenta about it. If you're the one pushing, they got to help themselves. I have a couple friends who won't go on dating apps or don't want to go out to meet the guys. You're like, look, I can only bring the horse to water. So first of all, I would ask either of them, like, do you think this person is cute? I would do it with the girl to be like, do you even think this guy is cute? And if she's like, yeah, I don't think it's weird at all. Maybe invite some people over, have like a little get together, or, you know, go out and casually run into each other, or just be like, do you think this guy's cute? Then go to the guy. If she's like, I think he's cute, go to the guy and be like, hey, do you think she's cute? And then just give him the number, be like, call her. It's not, this is a grown man. And I'm hoping it's a grown woman, not like a human traffic person. They can do it themselves, but it's not on you to create a whole big thing. It should be simple. And they both should be willing participants. If you're dragging them to it, it means that you need more hobbies. That's what I think.
Yeah, but it's nice that you have these two people that you love in your life that you want to get together.
But they have to want it too. Like he's got to be like, oh, she's cute. I'd love to take her out. Some guys are like, yeah, I'm single, but I don't know what I'll ever do about it. But find out you got to start with one or the other. So find out from her. Be like, do you even think this guy is cute? Because you don't want to go through all that and then they see each other. They're like, yuck. How many tails does he have? But just they got to be willing participants in their own future, in their own destiny. Okay.
The price is Sarah. Hi, Iliza.
I didn't show you. See that football? Someone wrote "kick it" on it in Australia. Oh. And they brought it and I put it up there. We have a podcast football.
The price is Sarah. Hi, Iliza, Baby Arm, and Scott. Sorry for the long question and context. It's fine.
We haven't seen Scott in so long.
I know it. We'll see him soon.
Guess what, Scott? You're fired. Now you're finding out. You're finding out this way.
No. I am marrying a brown, first-gen American Indian man from a very conservative Sikh family that doesn't really approve of divorce. Apparently, it's a very white thing to do. My parents have been divorced since I was 4 and are both happily remarried with entirely new families, but both my mom and dad have an undying hate for each other. My dad didn't go to my college graduation because my mom would be in the same 500-person auditorium. As a person with divorced parents and a newish husband...
They have the best sex, just so you know, your parents... Fuck.
No, they're not together anymore.
Oh, Judy.
As a person with divorced parents and a newish husband, any advice
they get together.
for one...
They get together like an Olive Garden.
No.
She's like, meet me by the breadsticks. I want to fuck your face.
Oh. Any advice for one, explaining this tough situation to my one day in-laws, 2, blending 3 families together, 3, planning a wedding where the people in attendance absolutely hate each other. My man understands and loves / is loved by all involved, but still sometimes has a tough time dealing with 3 Thanksgivings, 2 Christmas celebrations, etc. Plus, we live in Atlanta and plan to stay here. His family also lives in Georgia, and both of my families live in North Carolina. Thanks for any advice. Love the podcast, book, and specials. Hope to see you live soon.
All you need to worry about is this. And all the people in your life need to worry about is this. You're getting married. If they love you, they will fucking deal with it. That is so shitty that your dad couldn't get over himself. Emily, if you're gonna get coronavirus all over this office, quit coughing. That's it. You gotta come to Jesus with both of your parents and it has to come from you and be like, I need you to just be cool. This is my special day. Like, shelve it. And I'm sure they can. It sounds like one might be more mature than the other, but I'm sure they can. And you might just say like, and I really want you there and I love you so much, but if you're going to make this hard, then don't come. You know, make it clear you want them. People always make it about them. As far as all of your holidays and stuff like that, that's just the way it goes. And it sucks because we're all products of divorce. You got to divide things up. Parents don't mean to make it harder, but they do. I go through this with my husband. He never, you want to go to Christmas at one house and Christmas Day at the other and Christmas morning at the other. And as a Jew, I'm like, okay, movie time. So you decide what you want to do and your parents will go along for the ride. By the way, Indians have a lot of holidays and they're in my Google Calendar for some reason. Like there's a holiday called Holi. And like I get these like random Indian holidays. So they have a lot. They have probably just as many as like most Catholics or Jews if you really get into it. So I'm sure you're going to be asked to do a fair share of Sikh festivals, things like that. This is all a part of being married, chickadee. Your parents, they got to sack up. You don't want to embarrass yourselves in front of his family and look like a bunch of mongrels that not only are divorced but can't get along. So save face if for nothing other than you don't want to look like garbage, right?
But also it's like she's saying that they really don't they think divorce is a white thing. Like, you don't have to justify your parents'
Not at all.
divorces to them.
Not at all.
That's not a concern.
Because,
at
by the way,
all. It's
every
fine.
culture has something where you're like, oh, that must be a you thing.
Yeah.
One's not better than the other. One's not different. They've got plenty of customs where you're going to be like, do I want to pierce my nose? I don't know. So that's not on you. And if they want to judge, then those are just those kind of people. But I'm sure they kind of don't care. What your parents can control is how they act and show their love to you. And that's really all that matters.
Yeah.
You're getting married. Somebody's getting married. Tell your parents to grow the fuck up. Seriously. Play this pod for them and be like, some other girl that's marrying a first generation Sikh guy wrote in. It wasn't me, mom and dad, but have a listen. Oh my God, Indian weddings. I've always wanted to go to one.
I just rewatched 27 Dresses, and in the beginning,
Oh, why does everything you say have to be like I
in
watched
the beginning,
a
the
B-movie.
montage is her going between an Indian wedding and a Jewish wedding, and she's like taking a cab between them back and forth all night.
Nobody cares if a person is at their weddings that much.
She's the maid of honor in both.
Enough. But I've always wanted to go to Indian wedding, and I wear when I went to India, I bought a sari. It never came in handy, but just like it'd be. I need to acquire an Indian friend and then become her best friend so I can be the maid of honor and wear all the gold and eat all the tasty food. It looks like so much fun, minus the elephant. They don't look like they're having a good time.
Hannah Whim.
Pillows everywhere? Yes, please.
Hannah Whim. Hi, Iliza, baby Armin Tofu. I listen to you every day. You've inspired me to start my own podcast. I plan to build recordings with my boyfriend and our silly banter. You've reminded us that voices are a must and keeps the conversation lively. I love your party
Yeah,
goblin
voices
voice.
are an integral part of a conversation. Otherwise, just a lot of blinking.
Speaking of podcasts and voices and having your own voice, how do you stay original in your terminology and voices without being influenced by other podcasts and their mannerisms? It honestly gets me annoyed when I hear people say words you've coined. Stay true to you. Thanks.
Ooh. Simple. I don't listen to other podcasts.
Right. And I think this applies to
don't
your
care.
comedy as well.
Yeah, I stay focused. I intake only things that I think will make me, that will expand my mind in different ways. I don't need a lesson. I watch the stand-up of people that I like. A lot of comics I like don't have specials that are readily available. But I love good comedy. I do think it's hard to come by, but I don't intake a lot of comedy just because I don't want to accidentally steal something. I do get anxious. I am always trying to like come up with the next thing or write something, and I'm a creative person. So you can get inspiration from other people and other things that aren't doing exactly what you're doing. And so that's it. I also spend a lot of time in my own head and alone. So I've had a long time to think about the way that I think about things. I read a lot. That's it. I don't listen to other podcasts because 99.99% of them are garbage. You might think this one's garbage. Like, they're so ubiquitous. So that's it. I don't pay attention to other people's stuff. Anybody that rips other people off, it just, I don't know. People do it. People do it unintentionally. I don't think about it.
There's always cases of parallel
My animals
thinking.
inspire me. Making fun of Emily inspires me. Created a world.
If another podcast did that, I'd be very upset.
Well, I would fight them. I would beat someone over the mouth with a chair if they ever hurt you.
Oh, thank you.
Fall has fallen, winter is on its way, the days are shorter. But just because, well, they feel shorter. And just because the days feel shorter doesn't mean your to-do list gets any shorter. You still have to power through your busy days. And a great way to do that is with nutritious food from Factor's no prep, no mess meals. At the end of a short day in the fall or the winter, the last thing you want to do is have to cook. Factor has got you covered from breakfast, snacks, dinner, anything in between. Factor has easy, nutritious options to keep you fueled, like their chicken Florentine with spinach and garlic chili cauliflower. You bet. That's what I want to make myself at the end of a day where I am exhausted and my husband isn't home. Whether you like routine or you enjoy mixing things up, Factor has you covered with 35 different delicious meals every week and over 60 additional convenience options you can add on, like keto cookies, pressed juices, and smoothies. And because Factor meals are chef prepared and dietitian approved, you're going to love not only Factor's meals taste, but also how they support your goals, even if your goal was just making yourself dinner. Head to factormeals.com/Iliza50 and use code Iliza50 to get 50% off your first box and 20% off your next month. That's code Iliza50 at factormeals.com/Iliza50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month while your subscription is active.
The holidays are here. And for a lot of us, the holidays mean decorating, hosting, celebrating. For me, it means a lot of traveling. And nothing feels better year-round, but especially during the cozy holidays, than a restful night's sleep in soft, luxurious sheets. Boll & Branch's signature sheets are made with the finest 100% organic cotton, and they get softer with every single wash. You already know that I got Boll & Branch this summer when I needed breathable sheets to sleep in, but this holiday season, I'm actually gifting some of my friends and family Boll & Branch's Ultimate Softness Bundle. I get to choose a signature hem sheet set in any color, a signature hem pillow set, and a waffle bed blanket. And they're all getting juniper because I think it's a classy color. This way, you know you have something nice to sleep on when you visit. It's the perfect gift for you and them. Gift you and your loved ones a better night's sleep with Boll & Branch. And right now is their best offer of the entire year. For 25% off plus free shipping on your first set of sheets, head to bollandbranch.com/Iliza. That's Boll & Branch, BOLLAND branch.com/Iliza for 25% off. Limited time only. Exclusions apply. See site for details. So finally, fall is here. I have been looking forward to it. I have had a hard year in a good way. You know, like I had a baby. I have been on a nonstop tour, nonstop traveling, and it's been hot. So I'm looking forward to, of course, pumpkin spice, everything, cooler weather, and slipping into a cozy sweater from Quince. I've talked about Quince before. Quince has beautiful leather jackets, cotton cardigans, soft denim, and so much more. All Quince items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. Dressing expensive doesn't have to be expensive. Their clothing is beautiful, it's durable, it stands the test of time, and it's what I like to call a capsule wardrobe. I got an Italian wool cocoon coat. That's one of those, you know, it's got like a European collar and it covers my butt so I can walk around New York City and not be chilly. And Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices. Get cozy in Quince's high-quality wardrobe essentials. Go to quince.com/Iliza for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/Iliza to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/Iliza.
Moleculius. My grandma came to the U.S. on a boat from Poland where they were super poor in 1960. She is hypercritical and totally fucked me up mentally, growing up with verbal abuse, judgment, oppression, public humiliation, etc. She raised me from ages 5 to 14 while her husband was dying and then while her parents were deteriorating. She sacrificed necessities like prescriptions for me when I was a kid just so I could have stuff I wanted. I think she felt guilty that both my parents dipped out on me and I am an only child, so I didn't have anyone else. I moved in with mom ages 14 to 18. It was so much worse. She's diagnosed with a handful of psychological issues, moved in with dad at 18, which was chill, and I started college. I'm 28 now.
Good for you for going to college, though.
Yeah. I always attempted to maintain a friendship with my grandma, but I finally accepted that's not a role she's able to fill for me because she's only ever negative and critical. I always feel worse when I talk to her because I'm never what she wants, no matter how much I achieve. I'm so brokenhearted because she was my foundation as a human and sacrificed so much for me. My mom and I don't speak for many years. My dad and I are good friends. How do I reconcile/grieve losing the illusion of the friendship I thought that we had? Thank you so much. Love you guys. Oh, love you, Iliza, baby arm, hilarious, sexy Scotty and Tofu.
He's not funny. He's not even here. I totally understand not any of what you're saying except for the very end part. I'm sorry. I totally relate to the very end, not the whole other stuff. I mean, that's a lot to deal with. But we have these ideas in our mind, particularly as women, of like the person that you're going to be friends with or the ideal relationship that you're going to have with your family or your mom or your whatever. But it's all perfectly imperfect. And I think when you get a little bit older, or maybe you could even do it right now, if you see that you couldn't have become the person you became without your Nana being the person she was. And, you know, what if you had that like loving bubby from the old country? You know, maybe it wouldn't have pushed you to do other things. You know, the truth is it was what it was and it is what it is. And the version that you're projecting on her, I mean, perhaps she's doing the same to you. She wants you to be, I was going to say she wants you to be something you're not, but I really don't think that's the case. I think when you grow up really hard, the way that you show love is the way she's doing it. It's the way she's got her own issues and she obviously had a hard time. And I really think that that's the only way she knows how to communicate to you. And if you look at the actions over the words, You know, coming from Poland, like that seems brutal, especially being poor and an immigrant. And she's just trying to keep her head above water while raising you. She did the best she could. If you have to put it in a letter or if you want to just like write it out to her and say it, I think you need to come to terms with it's never going to be this perfect like pie baking Nana that loves you unconditionally, but she does love you so much because she wouldn't have done all that. She really didn't have to. And I think that it's more important for you to express to her your gratitude. And then you have to make a deal with yourself. Like it's going to be what it's going to be. Like you cannot control someone's actions. And I think in fully actualizing that, you'll be able to let go of some of that Norman Rockwell perfection that you're envisioning.
I also wonder if you want to try to spend time with her in a different context. Like, could you find something to do when you're talking, wires are crossed? Like, you feel offended by what she's saying. Maybe she's being mean. Could you go to the movies? Could you do axe throwing? Could you
she's like 80. She's like 90.
Right. But find something like fun, like an activity to do where maybe it's not built on talking. It's just built on spending time together.
I think your thing is like you spend time and she's always saying awful things to you. You might want to have a come to Jesus. You could try because she might break down and be like, oh, they tortured me and that's why I'm so mean. She could just be like, this is the way that I am. I mean, at a certain age, people kind of just are the way that they are, but maybe actually probing her, be like, when you say that to me, are you trying to hurt my feelings? She'll say, of course not. I'm just trying to make you better. I think it's worth having a conversation while you still can. And I think also we do this thing with our families where we're always envisioning, and I think as girls, I talk about this in Girl Logic, which is available on Amazon. We envision these perfect scenarios and these perfect things, and nothing ever lives up to that. But the truth is nothing is perfect and nothing has ever been. It's only in the movies that everything is perfect. Yeah. And once you realize that your family is perfect in its imperfection, you know, you go home for Christmas and you're like, we're always fighting, but that's what it's always been. Nobody's family is this Rockwellian, idyllic, perfect thing. And even those ones are even more fucked up. So she's perfect in the imperfection and in the way that she loves you. And if she's hurting your feelings, you are more than welcome to say something to her. You totally should. And if you can't get up the guts to do it, you're just going to have to accept that like that's the best she can do.
I also wonder if it's on your dad's side. I wonder if your dad has any input on dealing with her. If it's on your mom's side, you're kind of out of luck. In which case, like, she could, you know, genetically have some issues.
It could also be
psychological issues, and that it is what it is.
Yeah.
But I think have a conversation and then maybe find a way you can spend time together where you're not going to be hurt.
Or she's kind of a bitch, and you're just like, you know what? It was what it was. It is what it is. The sooner you accept that certain people are limited and they are doing the best they can, and it's never going to be different. I think once you let go of the idea that it's truly never going to be different, then you can kind of settle into the fact that like, this is how it is.
Right. Sarah Von Paul, Iliza, Baby Arm Hot Scotty.
But by the way, sorry, for what it's worth, my Nana was like the most loving woman ever. And her parents were Polish and her mom died when she was young and she would never talk to me about her. So I think there's like an Eastern European weirdness there.
Sarah Von Paul, Iliza, Baby Arm, Hot Scotty, and Chanfu. Love your stories that feature your hang time with M. Hig. That said, and I say this from a place of sincere love.
Oh, did you ask her to write this?
No.
Okay.
Your answer to the pizza order question was
my
weak
God.
AF.
Fuck you,
so
Sarah
my
Von Paul. How's that
question
feel?
for you is when you and Gluten make pizza, what do you like on it? What would be your ultimate pizza? I know you don't love these types of questions, but do it for Smoky Husky. P.S. My top of the cup this week was trying black cherry fresca. It was tasty. Made me think of NY Fred for you.
Black cherry fresca's a thing?
I
Black
guess.
cherry Dr. Brown's. Black cherry
Gross.
fresca. What are you talking about? Black cherry Dr. Brown's is so tasty.
I don't like cherry.
It's not a cherry.
Okay.
It's fake. You love fake things.
No, I don't like cherry. Okay, so pizza. Here's the thing.
That's
You
a weird line to draw in the sand.
You did a stories and Instagram stories where when asked what your favorite pizza toppings were, you said, mushroom, onion, spinach, eggplant.
I like those things.
Okay, great. If you're ordering a pizza, what are you putting on it?
I'll tell you. You want to get serious about this? Fine,
Yes.
I will. My husband is a pizza chef.
Yes.
He opened a pizza place. He's opening his own place. He makes pizzas at home.
Yeah.
So I love his pizza. It's thin. We make it, and we have our own pizza oven. Sits on the counter. And he does a smoked mozzarella. Yeah, you've never heard of that. Smoked mozzarella, purple kale shallot pizza, and it's my favorite thing. I love shallots. John Panette, rest in peace, had a funny bit about how much he hates shallots, and I never understood it because shallots are so good. You think it's an onion. It's a shallot. Anyway, or maybe it's purple onions. I'm pretty sure it's shallots. Anyways, smoked mozzarella, purple kale. Love kale on a pizza. And I love a lot of cheese. So that's my answer.
Thank you.
I try to eat less meat. Yesterday I had a vegetarian sushi bowl, and it was like all these vegetables laid out like it was sashimi on rice. And I felt really good about myself. And when I got home, I was fucking starving.
You know what's better than meat?
Cheese.
Yes, but also mushrooms.
And I had several mushrooms. I love mushrooms on a pizza.
Yeah.
I love a portobello mushroom. My mom used to make this sliced lengthwise. So it's almost like you slice it. So it's almost like two halves of a hamburger. Like it's like a hamburger bun. And put, I guess I don't do this anymore. Put provolone and salami. Put the mushroom top back on. So it's like a sandwich, and bake it in your toaster oven until the cheese melts, and then eat that.
Ooh.
I think you might have to like marinate that mushroom. No, it's pretty good though.
Yeah.
Look up that recipe.
I like a portobello burger.
do too.
Have you ever had that Shake Shack thing that's a portobello with cheese and breading
Yes, I
around
have.
it?
It's delicious. I'm surprised you like mushrooms.
I love a cooked mushroom.
Wow. Because it's sort of a vegetable,
I
healthy.
made some myself in my home on my
I know.
stove twice now. I
Pretty
did
sure. I
it 2
saw the
nights
picture.
ago.
I know.
You didn't see my newest ones.
I had cameras installed. I saw everything. I watch you when you're sleeping.
You didn't install camera. You would have had to have me install the camera.
Totally.
So I would know about it.
I'd be like, go install these in your own home. It's not for me at all, but I need this link to my account.
Ariel 618. My boyfriend and I live in the city with our dog and own a condo on the second floor. Our building was built in the 1960s with only 4 units per building, so sound can sometimes carry louder than normal. Our dog never barks and is generally very quiet, but yesterday, my downstairs neighbor texted me and asked if we could chat for a few minutes. I went downstairs and she said that she can constantly hear our dog click-clacking across the floor in his tail. What the fuck? She then stated that my boyfriend walks too loudly with his boots on. I said that we would certainly be cognizant of walking, but I can't do anything about the dog because, well, he has nails and walks around.
4 legs.
We already have a bunch of rugs in the house, and my boyfriend said he'd take his boots off when he was at home. But how the hell do you respond to this? If you bought a condo on the first floor, you should know that you may have some noise upstairs. Am I overreacting by being annoyed by this? Went to your Atlanta show last February. So excited for your movie on Netflix to come out.
I don't know. You know what? I would look at the blueprints. Maybe like where you walk the most is like over her bedroom. You know, like you can only be so quiet. And you're right. You bought the first floor condo. You're trying. I would ask, first of all, I would be friends with her because you're a lot less annoyed when you're friends with your neighbor. Like noises are just less loud. They're less grating. But I would see where it is and like where she's hearing the noise. The dog click-clacking, maybe you do need to trim your dog's feet, toenails, because that even when Tofu's doing it, I'm like, and I'm sleeping, I'm like, cut him down. See that, and then maybe you can put rugs just there. But go over to her house, bring a bottle of wine and make it cooler, and I guarantee she'll be less annoyed. Don't get defensive. And if she really is making a mound out of a molehill, then you at some point have to say to her, look, I'm going to do all the things that I can, but ultimately I do live above you, and we're cognizant of it, but I can't live my life just afraid that you're going to be awake. So these are the things I'm willing to do. That's if push comes to shove and she's being a jerk about it.
It sounds like you're already being very thoughtful. I mean, I get very mad because I try to be very thoughtful of my neighbors and they are not thoughtful
garbage.
of me.
Yeah, go see where your heavy traffic is in relation to her sleeping quarters, and trim your dog's toenails, and that's all you can do.
But the fact that you're asking about it, that you put down rugs, that your boyfriend is like, oh, I'll take off my boots. Like you're being very thoughtful. There comes a point where it's like you're just living and you can only do so much.
That's all you can do. And so you've tried, and if she's still weird about it, some people like are just fucking weird and show her you're trying. And I think if I complain about a neighbor, if I saw that the neighbor was trying, that really is a big part of the battle because you don't like to feel uncomfortable in your own home.
Yeah.
But if you truly know there's nothing that can be done, it's like then you kind of just get over it and she'll stop hearing it.
Yeah, I've just ordered my first ever pair of noise canceling headphones so I don't murder my neighbor. They're arriving today.
So 2-phase plan. Make sure that you've done all you can. And then if she's still a jerk about it, you say to her, I live above you and I need to walk, but I've done everything else.
Right.
And invite her over. Like get into each other's homes. Make it like be more friends. That way you're less annoyed.
And absolutely be like, look, You can text me when something happens. I got so mad when I texted my neighbor at like 3 a.m. Like, could you please turn your TV down? And every time I text him, he calls me and is like, just call next time. I don't want to call her. He's like, just come over. I don't want to knock on your door at 3 a.m. Like,
yeah.
Open a line of communication. And then if she starts to take advantage of that, that's, you deal with that if that happens. But if she can just text you when it happens, then maybe you'll realize like, oh, this is where I do my jumping jacks.
Yeah, she's like, flamenco lessons are every Monday in my bathroom. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
All
so,
right.
yeah. ASAS. I'm a nurse who will be going back to school in the fall to get my doctorate and become a nurse anesthetist. It's been a while since I've been in the school environment, which is typical for nursing since you need experience as a registered nurse before you can become an advanced practice nurse. My question is,
There's so many levels of nursing, by the way.
Yeah.
There's like bedpan nurse, and then there's like almost a doctor.
Anesthetist nurse.
There are
is a
nurses
lot.
that can like write prescriptions.
Yeah.
Serious nursing.
My nurse practitioner is my doctor.
Serious nurses. You should get a doctor, but serious nurses this weekend on ABC.
Context. I'm a 27-year-old single female. My class will be less than 30 students total for my year, and from those I've met, many are married or in relationships. It's a rigorous 3-year program that I cannot work during, and I'll be relocating from Ohio to North Carolina for it. I'm excited about this next step in my career, but a little anxious for this big transition. And this person loves you.
That's the end?
So what recommendation for going back to school in a different state? Everyone in the class is like kind of married and older. Like,
What's the question?
what are your recommendations for connecting with people during this transition?
Oh, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You're going to meet new people in your apartment complex. You're going to be friends with these people in your classes. You'll go for coffee after. They'll invite you over. It'll be fine. Yeah. You're all there. It's competitive in that you're all trying to get nursing jobs, but it's not like there can only be one star. You're going to it's just like regular school.
Yeah.
And by the way, not everyone is going to be married, and there's going to be other classes on campus, and you're going to be in study groups, and you're going to be fine. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's fine. And don't worry about the fact that some people are married, because not all of them are. And even the married ones, maybe they know cute boys or girls, whatever you're into, blow up dolls. You'll be fine. It's always darkest before the dawn. Pretty sure it was Winston Churchill. But also, was it? Now it's going to bother me. But also, I'm sorry, that was a different quote. But I understand for me, a lot of times in larger, with big upcoming events, it's always the anticipation. Like if you could just be in class right now, it would be fine because we have all this time to let it rattle around in our heads. What could go wrong? Who won't like me? And that is very human. Mm-hmm. But as FDR said, we have nothing to fear but fear itself. So right now you're just giving you that. It's going to be great. You're going to do this. And by the way, even if you made no friends, like you can always come back and be like, you're there for a reason. Stay focused, stay hustling, stay grounded, stay woke.
I've noticed that, at least since I've had my babies, that I smell differently when I sweat. Maybe I'm just like getting older. I don't know, but I smell differently. And I don't love that. If I'm on set or if I'm on stage or if I'm doing anything like functioning in public and I don't want sweat stains or to be aware of my stinky, stinky pits, that's when I turn to Lumi Whole Body Deodorant because it keeps me smelling fresh all day. Lumi is seriously safe to use anywhere on your body. Pits, under boobs, right ladies, thigh folds, belly buttons, butt cracks, your feet. It's clinically proven to block odor all day and control odor for up to 72 hours. How? Well, unlike certain traditional deodorants that may try to mask odor with a fragrance, Lumi is formulated and powered by mandelic acid to stop odor before it starts. Lumi's starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice like mini body wash or deodorant wipes, and free shipping. As a special offer for listeners, new customers get 15% off all Lumi products with our exclusive code. If you combine the 15% off with the already discounted starter pack, that equals over 40% off the starter pack. Use code Iliza for 15% off your first purchase at LumiDeodorant.com. That's code Iliza at LumiDeodorant.com.
A hilarious new stand-up special from comedy legend Jim Gaffigan, The Skinny, is coming to Hulu November 22nd. This Thanksgiving, see Jim in a whole new light as he gives you the inside scoop on everything from parenting teenagers to weight loss and gaslighting family members. For everyone in need of a happy hour, the new hilarious stand-up special, Jim Gaffigan, The Skinny, premieres November 22nd, streaming on Hulu.
Jess_Anderlower.
Also always darkest before the dawn. So don't let the sun set on your hopes.
Jess_Anderlower 17. Which actresses would you like to see do stand-up that are not comedians?
I don't care. I don't think about those kind of things.
But now let's think about it because it's fun. Obviously, Sandra Bullock.
Okay, there's your answer. That's so weird. I don't think about that are not comedians. Well, then it won't be funny. Like, what does Tilda Swinton's stand-up look like?
I would love to see that.
I don't know, because you're asking me who that is unqualified to do it would be doing the thing that you love the
who
most.
are actresses that you think are funny?
I think Elizabeth Banks is funny.
Yeah.
I think she's awesome.
Yeah.
Who else is funny? Who else is funny? I mean, just I don't know.
All right.
Right? There's tons of funny people. I think Kristen Wiig is really funny. I think, Laurie Metcalf. I would like to see her. For those of you that don't know, she was the mom in Lady Bird. She plays Jackie on Roseanne. She is one of my favorites ever. And I really wish I could meet her, but I think she kind of does her own thing. I read an article about her. While we're at it, I would love to see Jesus Christ, Jennifer Saunders from French and Saunders do stand-up, as well as Joanna Lumley. These are women that have made my heart beat.
Great.
From Absolutely Fabulous.
Thank you.
Maybe even the two women from Kath and Kim. I really enjoy that show. Give it a bone, Sharon. All right.
Behind_docs just asked, Iliza, do you know how to sing properly?
Yes. Yes, I can. I can. Maybe not.
You haven't had any lessons.
No. I'm still not sure what key is. I can sing really well if I'm given a lot of time to repair, but like I'll never like harm.
To prepare.
Yeah, like I did that like
repair.
Okay, I was specifying my notes. To repair.
I'm just
to repair people's misconceptions about the way that I sing. I'm not musically gifted. I can carry a tune, but I can't, like, you'll never hear me like riffing. Like you'll never hear me harmonizing like so it's fine. No one's ever been like, oh my God, we got to get you signed. But they have been like, oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
But it's usually off key. I've had a couple auditions where I've had to sing, and my husband, which I didn't know this till I married him, not this is a bad or good thing, was in madrigals. So he's like, he can sing and his whole family's musical. And he'll be like, yeah, it's the tone is off. The key is off. I'm like, I don't know how to fix that.
Yeah.
He's like, hit it here. And I'm like, right here. And he's like, see, you're off key. I'm like, what key? Who's establishing this key? And how come only you know and I don't? How come you know? How do you know? Small dog.
Gretchen with dots.
Wait, I just want to say this. For someone who's not musically inclined, I am very gifted when it comes to dog songs.
Yeah.
Small.
Gretchen with dots between every letter.
Can I just remind you about the Snow Peach song?
Oh boy.
I'm just saying, like, that was an earworm. That was a hit.
There are a lot of earworms.
That was
I still get your songs from your talk show, your dog songs.
Yeah,
in
that
my
was
head.
a bop. She's a Snow Peach. A boneless beast. A boneless beast. Okay, fine.
Gretchen, what are your thoughts on the big one earthquake in California? My brother just moved there and I'm nervous for him. And I'm asking this as Emily because I'm very scared.
People love talking about that stuff. And they love talking about end times. Oh, the Mayan calendar. Oh, Y2K. Human beings love talking about like when it's all going to be over. It might happen just like coronavirus might hit, just like a comet could hit. A little bit more probability that the earthquake comes. I don't know that earthquakes are like vengeful things. I'd have to look it up more, but the truth is like, okay, it's coming or it's not. So what? I'm going to wake up every day and just not leave areas with structures I can hold on to. I have an earthquake safety kit that I did order. And we have it in the garage. And I said to my husband, I was like, we should keep it upstairs. He goes, if you can't make it to the garage during an earthquake, he's like, you have bigger problems. So I don't know. I don't think about it. Just like I don't think about a billion other things while thinking about really pedantic small things that could affect me.
I think about it constantly.
Yeah, but that's because you have nothing else to do. So
I have a lot of stuff to do.
well, I don't know. Could happen at any time. Hopefully you're somewhere where you'll be okay. Hopefully it's not ripping the 405 in half while you're on it.
That's the big one. That's what we're
that's why
worried
we
about.
never take the 405. We don't go far. If you've noticed, I've managed to find everything that we need within like a 2-mile radius of my house. You go far, but I don't.
far.
Well, I'll be okay.
Yeah,
I'll send someone for you. I'll send TaskRabbit to find you. I'm like, Emily, drive me to. Oh, fuck, she's stuck. You'll be okay. Your brother's fine. It's fine. They've been saying the big one forever. And if it comes, it'll be what it'll be. I also believe that if someone was going to die, they were going to die regardless. Like that was going to be their day.
If I didn't have a cat, I would not be worried about the earthquake because I'd be like, what?
I know.
Like it crushes in and what? Like I either climb out or I don't. But I'm so worried about it crushing in. My leg's stuck. Gracie's leg is stuck.
It's
We're
just
apart from
specific.
each other.
The epicenter is your apartment.
Yeah.
Your cat will be fine. Cats are very nimble. They're very resourceful. Gracie doesn't even need you to live now. Like she lives in your apartment, but like if you let her go, she'll be fine.
Well, she's gonna go out. She thinks that, but she doesn't know that she's allergic to things.
I don't think she is. I think you have Munchausen's by proxy.
No, she is.
Okay.
The vet finally was like, okay, you're right.
You see that? You ever see The Act?
No, but I know what it's about.
That's what's going to happen. And I want to say this. Animals are extremely resourceful and we've domesticated them. We got tofu from this Chinese lady who was like selling Chinese dogs. And to come to, we live in a very wooded area, very hilly area. And to set up your shop here in an area where like a lot of animals go missing, it's like maybe go somewhere flatter. But one of her dogs escaped and she canvassed our entire fucking neighborhood. This dog was gone for over a month and a small dog. And you can hear the cacophony of coyotes in my neighborhood on a weekly basis. And a couple days ago, somebody found this dog, which means this small, like Chinese domesticated dog had been running around our neighborhood, somehow sustaining itself, living, feeding itself, thriving for a month outdoors in a coyote infested area with large birds of prey. I'm just saying, like this dog does not need to be adopted, but someone adopted it. Yeah. That's all I'm saying. Animals are extremely resourceful. Also, that lady needs to come get her fucking signs because you papered our entire neighborhood.
There was a post about that in the neighborhood group where the leader of the group was like, FYI, some group like Secure Paws, they didn't do this because they would never put that many up and
She
they
put
always
up
take them
every
down.
5 feet and they're everywhere.
So she's like, if you see one and you can get at it, take it down.
This woman though, like you shouldn't be allowed to operate business, like to disrespect our neighborhood. I love my dog so much though. Thank you for my Tianfu, my gift. I said your name. I'm sorry.
Does she know her name?
She knows her name is Tianfu. Okay.
R. Pickens. Hi, Liza, Emily, and everyone else. Recently, I started dating a guy who I really like, and I was sort of friends with his ex. When I ask her about it, she always says she's fine with it, but she's been spreading rumors about me.
What's happening?
I started dating a guy who I really like. I was friends with his ex.
Okay,
sort
the ex
of.
is okay, girl. Okay,
When I asked
Sorry,
her
I don't
about
see
it,
gender.
she always says she's fine with it, but she's been spreading rumors about me to all the girls I know to make them hate me. Only my guy friends and boyfriend have stood by me. I really want to be friends with this girl, but she's trying to destroy me socially because I'm dating her ex. I'm also confused because she's the one who broke up with him and toyed with his emotions several times. How can I get all my girlfriends back on my side, and how do I make this girl not hate me?
You can't. It doesn't matter. She obviously, it's never fun to see like your new, I don't know where you are in life. If you're outside of an academic situation, you need to just get over it and move on. This girl is a loser and it doesn't matter. If it's high school, girls do that kind of stuff. You can always call her out in front of people. That's always one way to do it. Just be like, why did you say all that? Women, I hate to say this, women do this to each other. And especially when they're younger, it's like, well, they don't stick by each other. I have had my own run-ins with this where you're like, why are you doing this? Why are none of you standing up for me? You'll get like your alpha and then a bunch of spineless ones. And by the way, the guys, men are prone to less drama. Think about, are they really standing up for you or are they just like in private being like, yeah, that's fucked up? Be careful not to divide it like my guy friends versus my girlfriends, my boyfriend. You might be hotter than her. This girl just sounds like jealous trash. I would do everything to just remove yourself. And by the way, your friends let you know who they were. If you truly did nothing wrong, like you don't want those friends. It sounds like you're kind of going through something, you're going to grow out of them. That girl will never be cool. And she'll, in a couple of years, be like, wow, I wasn't nice to that one girl. If you cough one more time, you're fired. How's that? It's wrecking the pod.
I'm trying to.
Wrecking the pod. Why are you coughing all of a sudden?
I've been coughing literally since I got sick on my birthday.
Okay. I'm sorry.
I've had this cough. It's going to be a spoiler for my bottom of the cob.
Corona.
No. Foley Maddie. Hi, Eliza, Emily, and crew. I have a question about how to break off a friendship that's over a decade old. To give some context, I've known this friend since we were in elementary school, and we've always been close. However,
so you're only
like
19?
Yeah. However, throughout the course of our friendship, I've often been pushed to the side, had plans canceled on me last minute in favor of things more interesting to her, or just flat out ignored in person. I've talked to her about this multiple times.
Nope, she's not your friend.
And
she
though
doesn't
she
care.
promises to do
She's
better,
already canceled your friendship. You don't know it.
and never seems to do any good. Most recently, she ditched me on my 21st birthday to go to a book fair, not even suggesting I could
Lit.
come along. After this incident, last year, by the way, I came to the conclusion that if she was going to be my friend in any capacity, I'd drop my expectations and simply change her relevance in my life to casual friend. However, even this
downgraded.
doesn't seem to help, as she's confrontational about little things and always seems to have a fixation on correcting things I say that don't warrant it. I never come back from spending time with her feeling good about myself, and I'm quite fed up with it. So to summarize, should I ghost her?
Yes.
Do I text some sort of friendship breakup to her? What do you suggest to deal with this heavy situation?
Go. First of all, she has stopped being your friend a long time ago.
She's a turd.
This girl is not your friend. I guarantee when she's bored and there's nothing else, then she's like, hey, it's me. Wait, did we say the name in this or is it anonymous?
Yeah, we said a name.
Oh.
She commented it publicly.
What's her name? Okay, fine. Doesn't matter.
I mean, it was a screen name.
Think about
Foley Maddie.
Foley Maddie. That's right. I thought it was a boy. Think about in your life if you've ever had friends that you weren't that into and how you treat them. I always think about that. Like I'm like, oh, that guy wasn't cool. And then I think about all the guys that like I wasn't cool too. You are treating her. And by the way, maybe you aren't like that. She is not your friend. She only hangs out with you when she's bored. Think about the fact that you even said it. You like, I don't feel great when I leave her. You're done. You are done. And you don't even have to give an explanation. You can just ghost her. And I get it. She's probably cool. She might even be like a little bit prettier than you. She's the cool girl. I totally get it. The sooner you grow some self-worth and realize that you are valuable and your time is worth it. And look, if you stack up all the things she did to you, she's not your friend and she doesn't care. So you don't need to care either. It hurts. It sucks. Nobody wants to feel like they're not cool. You will gain more self-worth from finding people who like being around you. And they may not be as cool as her, but you've got your own light and your own path. I've totally been where you are. I've also been where she is. And she will not sweat it if you peace out. Or you do it and she's like, I am so sorry. You were my best friend. Great. But you need to value yourself because you're not. And she is treating you the way that you're asking to be treated, which is like garbage.
You don't owe her anything, but if it would give you peace of mind to tell her.
Don't even.
No?
Don't write a thing because she'll be like, okay. She'll get so defensive. She'll be like, I never did this. I didn't do this. The book fair was fucking sick and you're a loser. So don't even.
Yeah,
I did that
just let
once.
it die.
I wrote a friend a letter about like why she'd hurt me and it like didn't do anything. And so I've now broken up with a couple friends and I just peace out. Less and less text. You'll also find that you get a sick pleasure from not responding. Hey, are you around? I just got done with my thing and I thought I might ask you to hang out last minute. Sorry, can't. Sorry, can't. Don't respond. Oh, just saw this. Whatever. You don't have to be rude. You don't have to be dishonest. And you'll start to feel like you're slurping your power back slowly. Slowly.
AMP0321.
Don't write a whole thing because that makes it look like you feel bad. Like, and I really felt like we could have been better. You're not a boy. Like, you're not trying to fuck her. It's your friend. It should be easier. Okay. What are you waiting for?
AMP0321. Hi, Liza and gang. Some background. I am in the U.S. Army Reserves and deployed to Iraq 3 years ago. Jesus. How the reserves work is once you come back from your deployment, your full-time civilian employer has to give you a job back of equal pay and status, but it doesn't have to be the job you left. This is what happened to me. I came back, same company, different job, and hated it. Luckily, on deployment, I met my now wife, so leaving the company to live with her, she is active Army and lived in a different state, wasn't a hard decision. Since then, though, I've had 2 jobs that seemed super promising, good companies, benefits, pay, etc. However, both jobs lacked enough actual work, tasks, daily activities for me to feel engaged or fulfilled in any way. The first job, I would show up to work and be done with most of my stuff by 9:30 to 10 a.m. every day and dread just sitting at my desk doing nothing for another 7 hours. I left that job for what was another promising job that paid better. However, my daily workload is even less. One of my biggest pet peeves is wasting people's time. And even when I've asked for more work, I get told to just be happy I'm being paid to do minimal. I know a lot of people would die for these positions, but I truly want to be engaged in the work I'm doing, whatever that may be. My question is, how do you go about searching for employment that is meaningful without wasting time on the jobs like I've had? My track record so far is getting what seems like great jobs that end up being duds. My wife is getting stationed in Hawaii this summer, so I will again be looking for full-time employment, and I don't want to waste any more time.
Oh, well, you're in the unique predicament because most people are like, yeah, great pay, fine. I'll just fucking sit there. I would use that time at those places to search for other jobs. I would let them fund your searching and your reading and your self-exploration. This also might be a time in your life to think about, like, what do you like really want to do? Do you want to open a gym? Do you want to start a business? Do you want to do your own thing? And maybe that's the universe telling you, like, hey, these are dead ends because you need to be doing something else. That's one thought. The other thought, I don't know anything about, like ZipRecruiter. Like, there are so many websites for recruiting. Maybe the VA has some resources. I do know that for people that are in the military, sometimes job placement, aside from like mechanic or like things like that, is difficult because you have such a specific set of skills. I don't know what your place was in the military. It's almost like the more specialized, the harder it is. I would talk to, I'm sure there's like some sort of office that deals with placing people. And if you really have gone to your boss, you're like, I can do these things, or maybe come up with ideas. Hey, I noticed that in this department, we don't have this, this, and this. Here's what I've come up with. But I would allow, if you're going to have that much downtime, I would let them pay you to look for other jobs.
And if you already have a job and you're looking for other jobs, you're not like desperate, like you need that next job. So ask the questions you really want to know in the interviews. Like, I remember having a job interview at a big company for social media, for TV shows, and asking about the workload. And just basically when asked, like, how often are you guys working late? Everyone was just kind of like, oh, it's like we do what we need to do, which translates into, oh, you're on call 100% of the time. This is not of interest to me. So you can totally just flat out ask things that maybe you would feel uncomfortable about. Ask, like, hey, look, what is the workload? What is my day to day? Like, in a typical day, what did the person on my job do today? Like, you can ask those questions and really drill down on exactly, and they can lie, but I don't think they would be to their benefit to lie about that sort of thing.
The point is, I would sit down and I would think about, what do you want to do with the next 10 years of your life? And what are the steps you can take? Because just the fact that you thought that you listened to me, but that you also thought to write that means that I think you got a little bit more in you than being a desk jockey. So ask those tough questions, because I think you're probably a little scared. I think there's something in you that you want to do, and you're like, no, I'll just keep this good job and benefits. I think being in the military too, you're very like task oriented and focused, and you're taught like just deal with what's in front of you. But now you have the opportunity to sort of expand your mind. What is it that you want to do with the next 10 years of your life? And I can't answer that for you because I don't even know who you are.
Aaron Smith 003. How horrible a mother would I be to let my 12-year-old daughter listen to your pod? If just a skosh of your confidence could rub off on her, it would be well worth having to explain some of the more adult things to her.
You'd have to, I think you'd be fine. I think you need to go through it to make sure you have the right question.
We mark it as explicit because there are curse words.
Say the F word, but so does everyone.
But
so does our president.
Yeah.
I don't think you'd be the worst mother at all. I think maybe the specials might be. It depends on what you want her to have, glean access to. I don't know. Yeah, let her listen to it. Fuck bitches, get money.
Yeah, I don't think it's not gross.
No, it's not. Like the pussy show. The penis show. Welcome back to Penis Talk with dripping goodness.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
don't
throbbing.
play this one for your child.
Yeah, don't say child and dripping.
Oh.
What?
Aubrey Hauser. Hi, Iliza. Loved your show in Tampa. I adopted my own dog on New Year's Eve, but he's a bit bigger at Labrador Mix.
Okay, fine. Have it your way.
My question is this. How would you suggest I tell my boyfriend he is terrible at gift picking? For context, we've been together almost 2 years and moved in together 10 months ago. This last Xmas, he asked me what I wanted. I said I'd like a book. He knows I love to read, and I even showed him Girl Logic at one point the month before and told him I wanted to get that book, though that's not the only book I told him I was interested in. But he got me a Harry Potter themed cookbook, which I'm a fan, but definitely not what I was talking about. Now, for Valentine's, he got me the tackiest jewelry, when if you looked at the stuff I wear, it's all very small and minimalistic and subtle. How do I tell him I hate it when I know he's trying? By the way, I think the dog's on my side because he chewed the cookbook a few days later. That's like, it's in the ballpark, but I get why it's like not what.
A hamburger patty and a dose of magic.
That's not so you just like read. Like, I get why she's annoyed by that.
Yeah, I am in the same boat. Nothing will make me angrier quicker than a bad gift. Like, you'll see it on my face. Like, I can't, oh my God, thank you. I'm just like, what? Okay. Great. This is what you thought I wanted. I think because he's your husband, for communication's sake, you have to pull him aside and be like, I think you struggle with gift giving and I think your heart's in the right place, but I think it would be better if I just tell you what I want because I don't want you to waste money and I want to have things that I like and I want to think of you when I have these things.
How do you feel in this instance about like an Amazon gift list, wish list or something with like 20 things in varying price ranges? So it's like you don't know exactly what you're getting.
Here's an idea. I don't know. Here's what I would do. Because Smokey Husky and I used to be big fans of going out and getting drunk and then he would just watch me buy stuff. Why don't you make like a gift day and go out for like a nice meal and then go to the mall or the shopping area or the street that you like and you both each get each other a gift. You walk him over to it and it's like, thank you. You pick it out. That way each person gets what they wanted. You're exchanging gifts anyway. I just think for the sake of your relationship, there shouldn't be something where you don't know how to say it. I'm also very blunt because I would never say anything mean. Like there are things that are, would rip the person in half. But like, I'll tell my husband, I'm like, you're the worst massager in the world. It's terrible. But then he rubs my feet and they're nice. So just the back. He's really bad at that.
I like in Friends.
I bet he would feel relieved to know that like, oh, thank God, just tell me what you want.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's definitely open to suggestion because he did take the book thing and like try to put his own spin on it. So it's like he didn't then go get you like a bath bomb. Like he listened.
Ask him, he's your husband. She said, husband or boyfriend? Boyfriend.
Yeah.
Ask him, be like, I have a question. Because I really want to know. It was so sweet. What was your thought with the Harry Potter book? And then you'll always be surprised to hear the thought that people put in stuff. They'll be like, well, I know you love cooking and you said you love this. A, B, and C leads to D. And then you can kind of get some insight. Right. Or he'll be like, I don't know, I just thought. And if it's more on the side of like, I don't know, I just thought, then you could be like, I have an idea. Because I really want to love the things you give me and I want to think of you. Like that one time you gave me that cold sore and like I think about that and I love you. No, I'm just saying if you put it to him like this gift giving means a lot and you want to think about him and not be frustrated, just say it like that. Hopefully he'll receive that. Receive you.
Yeah, he sounds open to it.
He sounds like a dick.
Nice.
No,
he
sounds
doesn't.
fine.
He
It's
sounds
just
nice.
a joke. Next question.
Okay. Tootly _S. I'm 26 years old and have been single for over 7 years now. All my friends who live in the same city as me, Dallas, shout out,
Big D.
are in serious relationships, and I'm literally the only single one.
Are they serious?
Every time we go out, they usually bring their boyfriends, so guys never come up to me because there are always other dudes around. Yeah. I've tried dating apps, but have decided to delete them once and for all because they lowered my self-esteem substantially and nothing worthwhile has ever come from them. Also, it feels like every time I find myself liking someone, he ends up already having a girlfriend or being gay. The good ones are always gay, lol.
They're always hot. The hot ones are always gay.
Anyway.
Does she have a picture?
Let's
check it out.
Okay.
We're going to go on your Instagram. We're going to check it out.
Also, it feels like every anyway, how do I handle being the only single friend when I'm very happy with myself and I'm just craving intimacy and ready for a relationship? I keep myself busy enough, working out, volunteering. I just feel like I've spent the time working on myself, that I love who I am and love my life. I'm just lonely. Please help. Also, sorry for the underscore.
First of all, you went to Penn State. You're a smart girl. You've got nice hair. You're a cute girl. I was nervous. I was like, oh God, she's going to be a gorilla.
Right. I think the biggest barrier, if she's always going out with her friends and they always have their boyfriends and no guys are approaching, like, do you think it would help if she just went out with girls?
I mean, you could just go out with girls, but also like men and women go out. You're at that age too, where like everyone's kind of paired off. It's almost like you have the freedom to talk to people because you don't have to stick around talking to a guy. So you can put signs out there, like just dress cute and be confident. You can smile at boys. Like, I think it's almost better going out in a group because you're not with girls. So it's like, got to stick with my girl code. And you're not with all dudes. So dudes don't think one of them is your boyfriend. But I think you are also having a weird self-esteem thing. The dating apps, dating is difficult. Dallas has a lot of young people, but don't delete the dating apps. And I know what you're doing. Don't delete the dating apps as a way of saying like, screw you, universe. Look what I'm going to do. That doesn't help. Be available, be open. You are going to run into hot dudes that end up being gay, and you're going to run into hot dudes who have girlfriends, but I guarantee you, and you're at the perfect age for this, there are plenty of dudes out there that don't. Mm-hmm. So don't let literally probably the 4 times this is happening in your life dictate the way that you're going to be, because being closed off and vengeful doesn't It doesn't serve any purpose, and it only makes you feel smaller. You're a cute girl. I'm looking at your pictures. You are not weird looking. You have big boobs. So get out there. And yeah, you're doing all the right things. It just takes a minute. Unless there's something you're not telling me. Like you got a turkey tail. I don't think you do. Yeah. That's it. You're fine. You're fine. But undelete those dating apps because that doesn't have, you're just screaming into the universe and it's not gonna get you.
If
anywhere.
you're having a hard time on Tinder, try Ship, try Bumble.
Try Ship. Have your friends help swipe around. Try Bumble, Match,
Try
Raya.
Hinge.
There's a billion of them, and go out with your friends. You will never have more energy and time to like go out and get drunk and do stuff. So just keep going out. That's how people your age. That's what they do. God, I drank so much in my 20s. I don't know how I did it. You're fine.
Yeah.
Cute girl, lots of hair, good school. You're good to go.
Yeah.
You'll be fine. You had a little temper tantrum with the universe. You're good to go. Here's a hot dude who's Checkenberg. Casually, is that a girl or a dude? Oh, that's a girl. Nope, that's a boy. Oh, he's got a girlfriend. Okay, I'm sorry. Next one. Next question.
Okay, we have an anonymous one because they need an opinion by June. And so this will come out like March, but
I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready.
I am going to a music
I'm on the edge of I'm on a ledge at the top of my building.
I'm going to a music festival, Bonnaroo. I had a really crazy idea.
You know what Bonnaroo is?
I had a really crazy idea to try to get people to dress up in tacky prom dresses and wild tuxes one night at Bonnaroo. I have a lot of people on board. So I was telling my mother about this wild idea, and then I was trying to find an awful 80s dress, but it was hard because I am plus size. My mother told me that I could have her perfect puffed sleeve 80s wedding dress to wear. I was floored. I'm sure when she saved her wedding dress, she didn't save it for me to wear to a muddy festival. So my question is, how do I honor the wedding dress before I destroy it in June? I would never wear it to my wedding, but it is still special to me. I was thinking of having a photo shoot in it or doing something with the lace. I really want to do a fake 80s wedding photo shoot with my boyfriend. I know he is going to propose this year. Thoughts? Thanks for all you do.
Oh, that's sweet. Okay.
I would say in your memorializing of it, do something that doesn't involve the boyfriend just in case. Like do
Just in
something with your
case.
mom. Do a photo shoot with your mom in the dress.
Or can your mom wear the dress?
Yeah, either she wears it or you wear it and you do photos together.
Yeah, you just need a picture.
And if you can if you can take off the lace or just a little piece of it,
Yeah.
you can have that as
That you
something
could-
old
or-
for your wedding.
And you could sew it into your dress.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a chunk of it. I think that's really sweet that you want to do that. It'd be cool if your mom took a picture in it and you did, and then you put the pictures together, like photoshops it so you're just there together.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you could take cute pictures before you go, like with your crew of you in the dress and post about, but I think any of those is fine. I like the idea of taking a little bit of it and sewing it into your mom's dress, or a picture of your mom in it, sewing it in, but your mom's alive, so it's not like you need to do that. Any of those is fine. And then just wreck it.
Do something with your mom and not your boyfriend. I mean, also you can do the boyfriend.
Yeah, but just in case.
Involve your mom.
It won't have, it's more your mother that you care about. It's less the dress. And it won't have meant, once you do all this, you'll probably never look at those pictures again.
Yeah.
But do it for now so you feel better about destroying it. Because you wouldn't have thought about this dress regardless.
And if there's just like a beautiful element of it that you can take out and set aside before you.
But it's also more your mom, because if you didn't have this theme, you wouldn't be taking pictures in this dress. So I think it's more the idea that you're destroying something that was lovely of your mom's. I think you're kind of struggling with that. Maybe don't destroy it. Maybe go to Goodwill. They always have dresses there. And just do a different
She's having
dress.
a hard time finding a plus size
Well,
80s dress.
You could find one that's close, rip the back of it, and then just sew in a t-shirt. You're going to wreck it anyway. It doesn't have to fit perfectly.
Right. I wonder if Etsy does something like this.
Yeah, or just go to like an out of the closet if they have them where you are, or like a Buffalo Exchange or a Goodwill.
Right.
And just get it altered.
Yeah.
You
I
could do
mean, it
that.
could be fun to do something with your mom in the dress now, since you know you're not going to wear it for your wedding. And then also keep an eye out and see if you can find an alternative dress.
There you go.
All right. Hi, guys. Love the pod. Listen to it nearly every morning on my way to work. I am 25 years old, single, and recently moved to a new city and don't know many people. In an effort to try to make friends, I reached out to a friend of a friend, a boy, to try and make more friends, and he ended up inviting me to a party at his friend's house. Once I got there and met him, I realized he's super hot, super nice, and really such a gentleman. I started to get my hopes up after we sat and talked for a long time until a girl walked up and introduced herself as his girlfriend. My question is, if you seem to meet the perfect person and they have a significant other, do you think it's just not meant to be, or is there still hope? P.S. I would never even think about trying to wreck a relationship, but it just made me think because it's not often you feel so drawn to someone.
It depends on how old you are.
You're drawn. She's 25 and she's drawn to him because he's a hottie.
Yeah, no, you're drawn because he's a hottie.
You'll find someone else.
For sure. I was just saying, like if my husband spoke to you for a while, he'd probably be just being because like, hey, we're at a party. I'm being nice. We're talking about something that we're having a conversation.
Yeah.
When you're younger, it's kind of like, why are you talking to her for this long?
Yeah.
So there's a version. I mean, I don't know what you look like. I could look you up. Should I look her up?
It's anonymous.
Okay.
So I don't have the name.
There's a version where he thought you were super hot and like that relationship probably won't last because they're 25. But yes, move on. Because if you end up dating this guy, you will always be thinking about like, oh, what if he meets another girl at a party? You just think he's hot, move on, move on, move on. You don't want to be that creep girl that's new, that's like creeping on someone's boyfriend. 1000% move on.
Okay.
He was being nice. He was talking to you. He got you invited to a party.
Right. And
that
it's
was
so exciting to be taught. And then you go and he's just so good looking and so nice.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh.
It's also that he was being a nice guy. It's also that thing. And he might have thought you were hot, unless you're not hot, in which case he was just being nice. But it's also that thing where I forgot what the thing was. It's also the thing. I don't know.
Have I told you about the time my freshman year of college, I met this guy that was like the hottest guy ever. He was so attractive. And he invited me to go to a football game with him, which is a big deal at University of Georgia. And I was so excited. And I show up and he meets me outside and he brought an extra poncho for me and it was raining. And we get inside and he's with 10 gorgeous Asian women. And every time I talked to him after that, he would look away from me to look at Asian women that were walking past. And I was like, so this wasn't a date. This was very nice, but...
Were the Asian girls like, bring a white girl that
I don't
we can
know.
laugh at?
And they were all into him because he's just stunning. And he speaks Chinese and he's just tall.
They love tall people. That's the other thing is like, you never want to be part of a harem. And in your 20s, guys do that like, oh, let's go. I am reminded of the time that Michelle and she came to visit, and I don't know, it must have been like a MySpace thing. Some kid got to get, like, had this, there are these apartments here in LA called Park La Brea, and like that was like where, I didn't live there, but like a lot of people have lived there. It's just like this massive apartment complex that you can see from space. And then there's like the Palazzo, it's like the nicer apartments attached to it, and this like spoiled kid, like his dad bought him an apartment. So it was like, come on by, we're having a group get together. I don't know how I met this person. I don't remember his name. And so they had like drinks and stuff. And it was obviously for like ugly dudes to meet like trashy girls. I don't know how I got on this list. I don't know if he had come to a show. I was so young. I was like 25. So we go, Michelle and I are in like tank tops and jeans, and all the other girls are in like dressed up with like bad hair, and they were all garbage. And I'll never forget, he was with like ugly dudes. And one of them said something about like, not an economic forum, but like micro lending. And Michelle's ears perked up. She was like, oh, I work for the World Bank. And I speak like 2 languages. Like she knew everything. And the guys were so annoyed that she knew more about economics than they. She wasn't being rude. She was just talking. And you could tell they were like, no, we're just here to like put things in girls' mouths. We get in the car and this whole group, so it's ugly dudes and like kind of hideous girls that like tick a box. And Eric Clapton's Cocaine came on. And everybody was like, yeah, cocaine, yeah. And they're singing along, and Michelle and I, and the song stops. And Michelle was like, so does anyone have cocaine? And they were like, ew, we don't do that. And I was like, fuck you guys. Like, don't sing a song like that and act like you're so cool. And then when someone says something legit, they're like, ew, what the hell was the point of that? The point is, we were part of like a presentation of like, here's some hot girls, check it out. And those guys were garbage. The whole point is, you don't want to be part of a harem. You don't want to be, as we've seen from Love is Blind, you don't want to be the girl. Remember, like that, what's her name? Lauren, the one with the wine teeth, who loves Amber. She loves Barnett. And he's so hot. And Amber is like, I will break your face if you go after my man. You don't want to be the girl that's like pining for the dude with the girlfriend.
Yeah.
Move on, move on. I know you think he's like your end all be all. There's so many hot guys out there.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, look, if you want to stay friends and something happens later, great. But don't bank on that.
Let me just say this. A couple years ago, this was a while ago, I did a show and I sat down. I never drink at my shows, but I sat down at the bar to like write something down. And there was a really good looking, not really good looking, there was a cute guy there.
Okay.
And we started talking and I was like, what's your deal? And he's like, I'm a doctor. I just moved here. And I'm like, okay. Hold on. I've got 2 things to say. One is this. You don't want to be the person ever that first thing in their conversation, you're like, I have a boyfriend, by the way. I have a girlfriend, by the way. Because that puts people on the defensive, and there's nothing worse than saying that. Someone's like, I wasn't hitting on you.
Yeah.
Typically they are hitting on you, but it is, it's tough to elegantly work that in. So it sounded like he's flirting with you, or he was just treating you like a person and having a conversation with you. Regardless, it's not your problem.
Yeah.
I do remember, however, it is tricky though when you're a girl and a guy talks to you for a while. I'm a cute girl. This guy was talking to me for a while, and he said he had a fiance or a girlfriend. He's like, she's moving here in a couple weeks. And I was like, okay, well, he's like, if you know any cool things. And so I was like, okay, here's some things that I do. Here's some things. And he came to a show or two, and he'd like text me a few times, but I just stopped responding because I was like, it's inappropriate.
Right. What's going on here?
Yeah. And I cut that off. Like, I will not be the girl. Even when I was single, I'm like, if you're with someone, like, I don't want to engage beyond like, here's some free tickets. There's no reason for you to be texting me. I'm not ugly. So I think sometimes guys are like, well, let me just see how far I can get, stroke my own ego. And I was like, he wore a weird necklace. But I always thought it was like a little weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, move on.
Yeah.
Sorry
You'll
about that
be
Eric
fine.
Clapton story. It just took a really long time. Michelle was the one that asked for blow, not me. Kick it.
Okay.
Don't let your kid listen to that story.
This episode is not for your kid.
This episode brought to you not by your kids.
Top of the cob.
If you're going to introduce it, you can't mess it up.
Top of the cob.
Kick it.
It's the top with a cob. We're doing it right every day. You just take a bite, top of the cob.
My top of the cob is also my bottom of the cob.
What?
It is fake nails.
Oh, you're having a tough time.
Have never, first of all, I thought I would be doing myself a service by not getting acrylic, so I got gels, but it's still a fake nail under it. I've never had fake nails. This cannot be good for the environment. And it's glued. It's fused to my finger. So if your nail ever bends back, it really, really hurts. I am virtually incapacitated. I cannot type. I scratched my butt the other day on accident, trying to wipe myself. I can't do most dexterous things. That's the bottom. The top is these nails look fucking sick. These nails are fire. They make my fingers look long. They look sick in the dresses I tried on. I see now, we're so used to watching women with nails and the way they move and having their fingers around and the way that they type. You see now why women's hands are portrayed a certain way, because the nails limit your range of motion. But part of me is like, who fucking cares? Because I gesticulate so perfectly and I look lit. My hands are lit. It's the best, worst choice of my life.
Okay.
So I'm enjoying them, but I hate them so much. I've never held two opposing views so close to my heart at once. Wow. I'm so conflicted. It's like I'm like, ugh, but I look awesome. And it's like, I'm different now.
Yeah.
I'm like a little bit sluttier.
People will have seen these nails in
They'll see
Kimmel and Corden and the Today Show.
And they're not like a crazy color. They're a little long, but then I figured if you're getting fake nails, why cut them down?
Yeah.
I don't know how the dog feels, but I've never loved and hated something simultaneously as passionately as I do these nails.
Okay.
And I can do like things like this. ASMR. Oh.
Oh boy.
You go.
My top of the cob is I love researching like a semi big purchase or something that you're going to have for a while. And this is like, but I researched phone cases for a really long time before I buy one. And I just ordered some active noise cancellation headphones, which are an expensive purchase. But I was like, I want to invest in it, have it for years, not do a murder in my apartment building.
Totally.
And I love just reading like CNET and Consumer Reports. And I go to Reddit and I read people's reviews and I post my own question and I read all the Amazon reviews. Like I love drilling down to make the choice, because then when you click buy, it's so satisfying.
Ooh.
And then my bottom is this cough that will not go away. Gets worse in the evening, and I'm just in my bed coughing myself to sleep.
With my noise canceling headphones. That is my bottom of the cob as well. I love your top of the cob because I trust you to tell me things. I'll be like, Emily, this podcast, this product, this link. And you're like, here's the rundown. And I don't even verify it. I'm like, whatever she said, she holds my life in her hands.
Oh, I have a hot tip for people. If you're trying to Google something and you're trying to figure out, like, because Iliza's very cognizant of not aligning herself with organizations or products or whatever that are harmful to the environment or
We try. Sometimes
we try
you got to
very
sell.
hard. And if you search anything you're trying to find out about and add the word in your Google search controversy, 100% of the
Ooh.
time you will find, like, even if it's something dumb, and then you can assess if everyone mad at it is mad for a dumb reason.
You could even search my name in
Because-
controversy.
Right, because controversy is going to bring up things that are stupid and things that are real.
Yeah.
And you can then assess what that is, what that means to you. So, hot Google tip
Hot tip
for your Boolean searches.
for your Boolean searches. What did you say?
Boolean?
Boolean?
It's
Like cubes? Like
no,
gold?
Boolean. It's like a search, like how you format a search.
What? Not
It's
Boolean, like gold
no.
bullion, and not bouillon cubes like you're making
No.
soup? Is that a thing too?
Yeah.
Boolean?
No. Boolean. Yeah.
What is it?
It's like it's the search engine, like how the very most basic version of a search engine, and I'm sure I'm getting that wrong, but like where you're typing in, you're putting quotes, you're putting pluses, like the language that a search engine uses.
Oh, interesting. It's Boolean?
I'm now Googling it because I'm scared. It's like it's data. It's a system of equations. It's like how you search for something in a way that makes sense, like the logic that your search engine is using.
That's awesome.
So
Now you know.
It's time to have your high five moment with High Five Casino, the top social casino where the action and real prizes never stop. Fun spins and big wins are right at your fingertips with over 1,000 games, including High Five Casino exclusives. High Five Casino is always free to play with free coins given out every 4 hours. Sign up today and get free welcome coins you can spin for a chance at cash prizes. Visit highfivecasino.com.
High Five Casino.
No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. Must be 21 years or older. Terms and conditions apply.